afternoon, everyone. Dr. Armstrong back with today's episode of Tuesday Tips. Yes, I missed last week. Do apologize for that. However, I am back here today to do this week's episode of Tuesday Tips, and I hope that you all will enjoy today's session as well. What we're going to talk about today is something that does affect a lot of people. And some may not even realize that it is affecting them in the way of interruptions of life. Interruptions of life. So, what we're going to talk about today is overthinking. Overthinking. A lot of people are faced with overthinking due to the stressors of life, due to the anxieties that certain events can create in their life. And it just creates this snowball effect of thoughts running through your mind, or it's one static thought that you just continually dwell on. So let's take a look here. The key takeaways for overthinking is when you dwell or worry about the same thought repeatedly. People who overthink can be paralyzed by their worries and may struggle to make decisions or take action. Overthinking can be caused by and can contribute to depression, anxiety, and other mental health disorders. Sometimes when you are faced with a major decision, such as choosing school to attend, switching careers, buying something, getting married, getting divorced, making sure that things are good for your children, it sometimes can be overwhelming. And sometimes you're just stuck with certain thoughts in your head that you just can't seem to focus in on or hone in on, and the decision that you're trying to make really, really affects you in a certain kind of way. Okay. It's normal. Understand, it's a normal thing to get in your head, right? I mean, we're people, and we're comprised of thoughts, emotions, feelings. All of these things we're comprised of. But the chronic overthinker, okay, this is when it turns chronic, people. The chronic overthinker can interrupt your sleep, your work, relationships, your physical health, okay, and other aspects of everyday life. What does it mean? What does it mean? What does overthinking? What does it mean? Right? Overthinking is also known as rumination. Rumination is what it can be called. Just to give you a definition of rumination, it's a noun, obsessional thinking involving excessive, repetitive thoughts or themes that interfere with other forms of mental activity. It is a common feature of obsessive compulsive disorder, better known as OCD, and generalized anxiety disorder. Okay. The voluntary regurgitation in the absence of gastrointestinal distress, of food from the stomach or the mouth, masticated and tasted the second time. Now you're getting into what rumination can do to you physically. Okay, it can do to you physically. Oftentimes it's good to choose a self-care plan that can give you the opportunity to kind of relax the mind and meditate. Meditation is good for overthinking. Let's see a couple of ways that we can stop overthinking. Of course, you know I'm doing handy dandy notes here. You can stop overthinking everything, really. People who are very strong-minded tend to let things go a lot easier. I'm one of those persons. I can let things go very easily. I I know how to cut people off very easily. And I just don't let things affect me the way that it affects others because I have trained myself. I've trained my mind. I've trained my thought process to not allow certain things to just bother me. Uh, at the end of the day, is it really worth it? Is it really worth it at the end of the day? To waste all this time worrying, being concerned, and going through anxieties and panics. Is it really worth it, folks? Anyway, let's look. Um, a study showed this. The two-way relationship between overthinking and other mental health issues is kind of called the chicken and egg situation. High levels of stress, anxiety, depression, uh, being on high alert uh, can contribute to overthinking. And meanwhile, overthinking may be associated with increased stress uh, and anxieties and depression. It can contribute to that. Okay. So here's a way to kind of alleviate the overthinking pattern. Number one, keep track of your triggers and your patterns. Okay. A little mindfulness and attention to what is triggering your thought process and the patterns of how you think about things. A little bit of mindfulness can go a very, very long ways, folks. So if you find yourself being in this state of being of overthinking, start tracking what you're thinking. Start tracking your thought process. Keep a journal. Write down specific moments that cause you to overthink or worry. You'll begin to notice patterns by doing this for a while. You'll begin to notice patterns. Number two is challenge your thoughts. Challenge your thoughts. That's a good one. It may not feel like it, but you do have, you don't have to believe everything, every thought that your mind brings to you. An effective way to squash overthinking is to challenge worries and ruminations and view them objectively. Look at, okay, listen to this now. Look at the evidence of the situation to see if a thought is even logical, reasonable, or even helpful. Okay? If your overthinking thoughts aren't useful, calling them out can make them easier to manage. Get a little help from your friends. Do people tell you you're worrying too much and stuff like that? They're probably on to something. So if they see that you're just continually worrying, they're noticing something that you may not be very cognizant of. It's that you're just worrying too much. I've developed a very, very strong motto is let it go. Let it go, people. It's really not worth hanging on to. Let it go. Let it go. Move your body. Get up. Do some exercise. Walk around. Do something. It will help you greatly to put your mind onto other things. Exercise is a great way. Meditation is a great way. Listening to music. Creating a self-care plan that can help you. Get over some of the ruminations in your mind. Okay. And then, of course, seek help from a professional. In addition to some of the mental health issues, here are some of the physical ones: headaches, fatigue, digestive issues. There is a relationship between the mind and the gut. It's called the mind-gut effect. I'll go into that a little bit later on, sometime or another. But there is a relationship between the mind and the gut. A lot of people say, hey, I got them butterflies in my stomach. It's because of what you're thinking. Okay? So the bottom line is overthinking is a pattern, right? In which your thoughts and your worries circle in an endless loop. Get a hold on that. Instead of preparing for your next steps, overthinking usually leads to inaction because you're overwhelmed by fear. Fear. Don't let the fear of something, of a situation or circumstance in life deter you from reaching goals, from stepping out on faith. Don't allow that. Don't allow those things to just deter you. Get out your head, get in your heart. Get out your head and get into your heart. Do something useful, do something meaningful, do something for yourself. Create that self-care plan. It will help you stop overthinking. All right. So I hope today has helped you some. It's my endeavor that it has helped you to proceed in life a little bit. Please like, subscribe, and share if you have not done so. Thank you to all who put this out on the different platforms in the world of psychology. Thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you all soon. Thank you. Do have a great day.